Each time I look into your eyes, I see that there heaven lies. And as I look, I see the love of the love. Someday they'll see right from the start, my place has been deep in your heart. And in your heart, I see the love of the love. Although I said it once before, I will say it more and more now that I'm really sure that you love me. And I know that from the day you're the one that told me that. Just look at me and say you love me. So let it rain, what do I care? It's in your heart, I'll still be there. And in your heart, I see the love of the love. Although I said it once before, I will say it more and more now that I'm really sure that you love me. And I know that from the day you're the one that told me that. Just look at me and say you love me. So let it rain, what do I care? It's in your heart, I'll still be there. And in your heart, I see the love of the love. I see the love of the love.
Well, we started in 1964. My brother and I started singing around the house, and this new music was coming over from England and was starting to trickle in, and we had some friends in England that were sending us this stuff before it was hitting. So we started learning this stuff, and then we ended up meeting Don Shepard, our lead guitar player. He was another vocalist, so we had three-part harmonies going, and from there we picked up Danny Monago, our bass player, and Reggie Schaefer, our drummer. We practiced for about 7 days a week for several months. And April the 10th, 1965, we did a battle of the bands at Hartnell College, and we took first place, and that started it.
The E-types were inspired by the British invasion, and for a while, you guys captured that.
Yeah, we worked at it. Took a lot of time.
The E-types is the band's leader, Bob Wentz. And Bob, welcome back to the program.
Well, thanks. Nice to be here.
This is a really neat story. You had a regional hit that sort of led you onto a path of rock and roll stardom. It's an interesting story about the name E-types. You didn't want to be named after cars.
Right, and that's what we ended up doing. Just before the Battle of the Bands at Hartnell, we needed a name real fast, and since we liked the British invasion music, we thought, well, the English types, and we never knew it was a car for at least another year. It was a Jaguar. Yeah, we went out and did shows with Paul Revere and the Raiders, Yardbird. First show he did with Yardbirds, we were with him. Love and Spoonful, Jefferson Airplane.
Was it as crazy as we saw in movies like A Hard Day's Night?
It was with Paul Revere and the Raiders. We did the first show with them, and it was a good show. It wasn't wild and crazy. But the next time we did the show with them, they became the house band on Where the Action Is. The next time we played with them at the San Jose Civic, it was just unbelievable. It was like the Beatles. I mean, it was pretty scary.
Can you back up in four walls? If you got a girl, you better live your life before you pass away. Don't waste a day. A clock back on the wall. When the local population starts to act a little strange, starts to make you giggle to yourself inside, and he'll ask you, no milk today, my love has gone away. The bottle stands for love, a symbol at the door. No milk today, you seem to have gone from sight. The people passing by don't know the reason why. How could they know just what this man passage means the end of my hopes, the end of all my dreams. How could they know the palace had been? From the rooftop I can look down, see them all below, heading for the brightest spot inside. Shivers me, and I'm so glad she decided to let me be her loving man. And I get so excited whenever she lets me do what I can to make her feel so happy. Every night I still hear, oh, your sigh is very clear. Now love's gone. I've got to tell her now, love me or let me go. And yet I know somehow she'll break my heart, and so I can't do it. I can't do it.
And then what happened to the band after that?
Well, one of the fellows got sick. He had hepatitis. It just seemed like it started us on our way down. We had some contract problems down in L.A. Don wasn't going on the road with us, so we were replacing him. We were starting to get real discouraged. After about 3 or 4 years of it, and then they weren't putting the records out because we refused to go down to Mexico. They were going to book us in Acapulco for several months. We didn't want to do it. We didn't want to cancel everything. We felt everything was happening in the Bay Area, and that's where we were playing mostly, is from here to San Francisco. They got a little bit PO'd, and they dropped the contract. So all that music that we did just sit there all these years until just a couple of years ago.
Bob, tell us what the band is doing these days.
My brother, the keyboard player, Jody, is back in Nashville, and Danny Monagle, the bass player, in Salinas, and along with Don. Reggie, our drummer's up in Pleasanton. He's up working in some kind of a computer firm. We're getting back together a little bit. I reassembled the band earlier this year, started recording.
Here's a look at the CD that's available. It's now been re-released on CD, and we hope it's a nice return engagement for you.
It's working out.
Great story, and we're pleased you could be on the
All right,
program.
well, thanks, Barry.
Bob Wentz, the E-Types.
I'll still be there, and in your heart I see the love of